So her father, her father. I did sign it. Her father has made me do everything under duress, though. To be quite honest, I asked him to communicate with me if he will be taking her out of the country. He hasn't. I've wrongfully lost my child. He's taken away all my rights illegally. He's done this all under duress. Even switched her schools when it's against our legal agreement. I did everything safely. I went to the hospital because was dealing with past traumas, rapes, abuse, everything, and he took that as an opportunity to further abuse me. And because he manages the money for the top doctors in Canada, they went along with it, falsified my records, and it's 2 years later still fighting with him. So sorry for the long, complicated answer. I did sign it, but unless he actually discusses the trip with me, if he's planning on taking her out of the country, he will not be allowed to take her out of the country. So I just want that to be clear. It's my signature. Like I said, yeah, it is my signature. But just like he's taken away all my rights, so I don't know. Like, and I said I, yeah. The difficult, yeah. See, the thing is, I don't want to be one of those people that is going to deny my child something. So if she has an opportunity to go somewhere and do something, like I trust that. I have the issue with the fact I've been X'd out. Like I've been dealing with his abuse for solid almost 13 years now. And the hospital and the doctors, everybody, the whole society has always sided with him because of his and not seen after this. So it's like I wanted discussion before, and he told me when I signed that passport he was not planning a trip. So if he's now suddenly planning a trip, yeah. So you're just if it's for general issuing, then yes, it is my signature and she can have it issued. I don't want to. This is, yeah, sorry for the long-winded. I just don't. Yeah, he's put me in this guy is literally the system continues to side with abusers. So it sorry, I have to go into these speeches. Owe me money. I've sent this over 50 million times. I overpaid a bill. I've sent this now to customer service. Like even the check I overpaid. This has been going on for years, and to be honest, like I'm seeing that like this is criminal on Desjardins' part and harassment because I overpaid this bill. I've constantly had to have this. They've wrecked my credit, and this should be, well, it is illegal, but proving it is so difficult, and this is harassment on customer service on issues. I do not owe them any money at all. They owed me money. They paid me back a check. I've proved this now numerous times. I've emailed it to people, even on your guys' end. So I've been called now numerous times. I've sent the emails over and over again. I'm even documenting this call. I'm recording it because I've been so screwed over by this company, and this is harassment. And I've constantly done. And at what point is both the creditors and the bank going to be responsible for the damage they're doing, not mentally, but all the money too that this has got? Like, this has wasted my time, hours and hours. Like, at this point, with all like the money I should be making and the things that I should be doing, that this is taken away from my mental health and having to go and do stuff because of their errors. They owe me well over $100,000. Like, at some point I will have to sue them because this is I am not sending it again. I've sent it numerous times. I'm really questioning the incompetence of not only the bank but also the credit company. Yeah, no, I've dealt with this now so many years. I have it's a I said I've overpaid. I overpaid and they sent me back a check. I don't have another record because like I've been through hell and back and abuse. and I like with other things, and I've been having to deal with major issues, and this is just this company's incompetence, the damage it's done. Like that's what I'm saying, for like why they owe me well over $100,000 just for mental health alone from the damage they've caused. So the check number that they sent me back, because I overpaid this amount. I had no bills that I owed. I overpaid an amount, and they sent me, well, I have the last check number they sent me back when it was an overpayment. I don't know, it was on 014, no, that's not the one. I have to find it. Said, even this call, like interrupting my day, is like when I'm trying to work is disgusting. Like, and this has happened for years because of their incompetence. And I don't have access if I don't have it right away. Like, I've done this so many times. That's why I'm recording this call, and I'm gonna, because it's okay. So the check number they sent me back, and they paid me $155.15 because there was their error. The check number Desjardins sent me is 0147917. No, sorry, I don't know where that went now. I overpaid this bill. I've not owed them any money. I even overpaid. They did not document this properly. So I've had incompetent customer service people constantly who have not done their job, who have affected, like, so Desjardins owes me money, not the other way around. I have tried for years. This is what I'm saying, how difficult this has been. And I've had so much abuse in my life. I'm dealing with healing from rape. I'm dealing with healing from a gun being held to my head. I'm dealing with so many things. And then having this incompetence from a company on top of everything else, I have not been able to keep this straight. And this is completely unfair because the credit company and Desjardins can't get it together. I've sent this to the credit card company numerous times. I've had letters that they had written. I don't have these things documented now properly because I've been in a house of so much abuse. And I shouldn't have to, and this affects my day, affects my mood, even getting this call right now. Like, I'm in the middle of work and I'm doing this because somebody's not doing their job. Repeated people. That's why I'm like, I don't even want to deal with this. I've put this aside, and I will just sue Desjardins later because this is getting, they said, okay, this is harassment. That's why I've had this call numerous times with the same people doing the same things over and over again now for over 3 years. Like, this is just so freaking disgusting. I apologize that I'm mad at you. It's not you, but it's been a lot of like complete incompetence, and it's wrecked my credit, which actually affected my life to keep me with an abusive person. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, these banks and these people and these credit card companies, because they're not reinvesting in proper training for their customer service people, are causing mental health issues globally, and then they make fun of people for having mental health issues that they caused. So right now, I'm not even dealing with this right now. I've sent everything that I needed to send, and I'm documenting this call again just to prove. I have so many calls and so many things that I've documented just to prove the harassment side on corporate abuse. This is corporate abuse, and when you're the little guy, they can fuck up your life, excuse my language, and have no regard. So that's why I'm doing a mental health documentary. I'm also tracking all of these companies that are doing it, and this is just one example. But I don't have the mental capacity to deal with it, nor should I have to anymore. That's why I'm going to make so much money that I never need a credit card company ever again, and then I'm going to come back and sue just on basic principles so I can show this to the rest of the world to stop using companies like Desjardins, because this is abuse. And I do believe they're tied they have to be tied to other criminal activity as well, because this has been absolutely disgusting. So I'm going to hang up because I'm not even going to bother, but I've given you the check number. They overpaid me. I have tried to get a hold of Desjardins. I've been on the phone for hours and hours to talk to people that are completely incompetent who have not done their job. That's why I'm not going through this process again. I've been like, you even to get through to them is an hour that I've been on hold on average. So it's not right. I should not have to be doing this as a customer. This is abuse. I was abused by you. I trusted I should have just paid the thing and bought the fridge myself, because this cost me, I had the money to buy it and I went, no, I'm going to trust this. So the brick should be ashamed for using them as well, because it's humiliating them, because I hate the brick now, because I'm like, I will never buy furniture there because you're associated with an abusive company. So please, I hope that this call gets recorded and sent to your above bosses, and I'm recording it on my end, and I will be in the future absolutely dealing with. But for now, no, I'm not doing this anymore. This is absolute abuse, and I will make an example out of this company for sure, because they should be humiliated, to be quite honest. But thank you. Bye. Can't take it anymore. This is fucking ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yep. May 9th, 1983. 84 Simcoe Road. Yes. I always forget. Let's move. L7. One sec. No, that's the wrong one. L7. Wait. Yeah. L7P0C7, I believe. L7. B. Yes, yeah. Sorry, that's. 514 50 Road, maybe? Stony Creek. No, I started the business. I haven't made any money from the business yet. I've been doing it for couple years now, but unfortunately I've been abused by so many people, including our own hospitals. I went to go get help after being raped and abused and many different things, and I was further abused by the doctors in the hospital and further abused by the staff. And then later my ex-husband, who literally operates the money for the doctors in Canada, they released my medical records and different things to him wrongfully, and he wrongfully took my child, and nobody did a proper investigation. So I've been so business for me right now has been on hold. Yeah, like I haven't had a chance to do and look at my taxes and bills and all that, nor actually make money due to actually our government abuse, to be quite honest. And because the doctors are educated. Yeah, it was. So my business is, really helping people never feel the way I've felt, and I've been trying to build that. It should have been built a year and a bit ago, but unfortunately, with everybody's abuse, and literally Canada's abuse, I'm trying to heal from that, and I still wrongfully lost my child, and I got to get my credibility back too, because the doctors and the staff even documented things in my files that weren't happening, and it makes me big to question, because my ex is a very powerful man and a business guy and a finance guy. He screwed me over financially too. So I'm trying to first heal, and then I'm getting the business, I guess, straight. Well, if you have, so I'm still living with my ex-husband now, as I'm going through a divorce. I just want to be alone. That's why. So that's his address, the 84 Simcoe. I wasn't supposed to be living here, but unfortunately and then on top of it, I got screwed over I overpaid a bill, a Desjardins bill, and that screwed my credit, but because I've been psychologically not right, I haven't been able to set these things, but the 84 Simcoe is the best one, at least for the next little bit until I can get organized to my next step, but I don't have, the 514 was when we were married, so I was married twice, my second husband. We were married there, and then when we were going through the divorce, that's why we left. But I was supposed to be well, but he was the only person in all this that actually ended up helping me. So. Okay.
And that's an option for you. The phone number that we're speaking of, would that still remain the
Yeah,
same
that's the
number?
best one. Yep.
Okay. And the business again that I'm speaking of now is, the name on it would be Elegantly Outrageous.
Correct. Yeah.
And you said it's more like a counseling service?
Yeah, it's well, personal development. So helping
Personal
personal
development?
development, it's education. Really, it's and it will be where it's leading. It will be educating the doctors and all the people in the system that abuse the mentally ill. And I'm going to prove that their abuse is actually why people are ill. But I just have to get better first.
It's definitely a worthwhile thing that you've got in your mind there, and I certainly hope that
Thank you.
it does work out for you. I won't keep you any longer. Again, this call was just a follow-up call to verify that we do have correct and complete details there. So I'm certainly going to update that address to the 84 Central Road for you, just for the interim. Again, if you want to change it again, you can sign in under your My Business account or contact the Business Inquiries Office. They can update it for you as well. And I'm also going to add a business activity there for personal development, okay?
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, my first reaction after everything that happened, I get a call is instant anxiety, and then I have to realize, okay, you're just checking. But I have so much fear, to be honest, after what the government and Canada and everything did to me. I'm like, did the right thing. I've only ever been abused, and they just further abuse me. So I don't trust even, like, I overpaid a bill and they screwed my credit. Like, I'm like, how this system is the worst system I've ever encountered in my life. Like I was every day trying not to kill myself. Like the suicidal thoughts were there because of the system. I finally, only because of my own work. That's why I know my own systems work. Despite, and that's why I'm like, I have to help other people because the system was so bad. So it's like, I get anything from the government, I get so much anxiety. Like, I haven't had a chance to even organize my taxes and all that. No, you were great. You were great, and obviously you're doing that, and that's not you. Yeah, yeah, it's totally, and that's the thing. It's just, it's unfortunately, it seems to, well, I guess why we're in a pandemic. It's a global problem, right? With the way the operating system is in general.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it, and you were great. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Candace. Good luck with it all. Take
Thank
care of
you.
yourself.
Bye. You too.
Bye-bye.
That's true. I get a government call, fucking instant anxiety. I'm like, what now? Right? She's just checking and stuff and verifying my info, but that's my first thought. I'm like, fuck, you better not, like, I haven't had a chance to fucking organize any of that. Why? Due to all of your abuse. That's fucking true. Anybody on the side of the system. Like, Canada, you absolutely, like, you broke my heart. Forget how much you fucked people over. You broke my heart. And thousands of other people, but right now I feel the heartbreak from how badly you treat people. I got a message. I saw my daughter yesterday. I hadn't been to the school because all of this stuff, right? Like, Brian he did everything under duress. I gave no permission. All legal rights and everything like that are mine for schooling. But because of the abuse from the doctors, the abuse from child services, abused me, right? They didn't do their jobs. Gave him even more power to do these things. However, the underlying facts here is that he's done everything illegally, and I just have to get my strength back up. So I went to the school for the first time or whatever yesterday, at least had a little bit of a talk. Get an email from Jordan's French teacher today. I saw that it came through. Could have been sent yesterday, but it came through. Brian already responds, like, as if, that's my opinion too, of, well, Jordan has a learning disability and, it's not a priority type of thing, right? It's French. First of all, that's not my stance or my agree. Like, I spent thousands of dollars on tutoring for her to help her. I put in all the extra work. I did all those things. He never got on this is why we couldn't get, like, this is why she has the learning disabilities and all that is an excuse too. They said, I believe, and I'm out to prove, learning disabilities are linked to some sort of a trauma on a certain degree, which links back to the household, which is on the parents. And guess what? I'm one of those parents, so I fall in that category. I'm not but it's catering to his needs in the back and forth, and where I can't figure it out because she found a way easily to manipulate getting out of things. So parents who continuously, so this is the difficulty, like, there's so many teachers that I completely disagree with, right? But at the same time, I don't hate all teachers. No, not at all, right? Just like the same theory. So many parents have caused so many problems, right? And Aaron's like this too, like coming to the aid of the kids all the time in a way that you're enabling them instead of letting them work through the process. Why? Because you're so concerned about their fucking grades because of whatever thing that they need to get out of in their schooling and this and that. They're not learning. I'd rather have my daughter get a C, a D, an F, whatever, because that's the real grade of what she put into it. I'd help her through the process, but get her to understand it versus, okay, I'm going to help and do the grade. Like Amanda was doing Jordan's homework and doing things. I'm like, what the fuck's that teaching her? Like, the parents should be ashamed of themselves. Same fucking principles. If you're buying your way into, oh, I'm going to pay and bribe somebody to get my kid a certification or an award or to get into a school, that's fucking humiliating. You should be so fucking ashamed of yourself if you've ever done that. That is like the ultimate shame, because it's like, that's enabling. And you're only doing that because you're an insecure human yourself, because your children, you're using your children as like, oh, so you can brag that your kids have something. No, if my kid sucks at something, they suck at something, right? I'll help them through it. Maybe that's not for them. Maybe that's for them. That's a good parent. And I put my daughter through, I like in every possible way. I got the tutoring. She sucked at math, all these things. So did I. I went through, my brain couldn't process those types of things. I understand why now. I understand why. There's people that learn differently in different ways, and that's why the educational system forces people, this is the way you have to learn. And then if you don't learn that way, you're told you have a learning disability, you're made to believe you're not smart. And the parents are contributing to that problem and that disability by continuously feeding into it because of their insecurities of whatever grades. Or they, like Brian just writes it off, well, so what? Well, I'll pay for her for that's the other mentality. So he doesn't care because he doesn't care about the grades and the things, but you're not teaching her the principles. School's meant to give the guidance, the discipline, like I said, both kids, right? Aaron, what she's done with Brooke, like, oh, it's hard, you don't have to go, you don't have to do it, no big deal. But then what Brooke does school, and that's what I did too, like I was good at, like I got good grades, I got whatever, because that was an escapism for me. And then what happens? Brooke's like an arrogant one, right? Like on her, oh, I'll Google it, I'll know the answer. And she's really arrogant. And arrogant people, that's what they don't have other things. So they go to like, well, I'm smarter than you. Nobody's smarter than anybody all the time. That's not a genius. If you have that mentality and you look down at other people and you think people are dumb for different things, you're not smart. You're an arrogant fuck. That's why Einstein said, like, it has to do with, like, everybody's a genius in their own way if they're, like, understood, like, what they're going through. But it's the amount of choosing the effort, the things that are going into it. And I know I did everything. I look back, he did nothing. He didn't pay for that. I was like, she needs tutoring. She needs stuff. I had a tutor. He paid one or two times or something, the one I was to go. And then the tutor had told me, she's like, that environment is so bad. Like, she was like, these people are fucked. So I've had all of the odds stacked against me. And that's a perfect excuse. So he writes that back, well, we don't care about French. No, that's not what it is. Right? Like, I know realistically, my daughter's not, like, school is not going to be her way. Like, what are you meant? School to get a job. Well, she's not going to get an income. Well, I have other ways that she can get an income. I want what? To her to have morals, principles, and be a good person. And he doesn't teach her any of those things. And school is meant to guide and everything. The world has changed. The world has changed. That's why the educational system needs to fucking wake up, because they're creating many mental health issues and the parents are contributing to that. So shame on you teachers, shame on you principals, shame on you school boards, shame on you parents. All equal, all the same, all failed. My name is Candace, and the truth is, after years of consistent abuse, I was never able to recognize how talented I really was until I literally lost everything and everyone around me. I had to actually confront my past with true honesty. But this allowed me to actually battle my own demons, and it allowed me to overcome it in a way that truthfully has given me strength, and it's been able to make a real difference not only in my life, but I've been able to help thousands of women reclaim their lives through this self-discovery system. Waves of up and downs. Our bodies go through a lot, hormones, everything else. So you know what? If I'm crazy once in a while, whatever, I own it.